my beautiful ladies, and welcome back to the Joy Talk. My name is Vanessa Joy, as you know, and this is your curated space to living a purposeful life. And to all my ladies who are new to this channel, welcome home. My goal here is just to help you do business, life, and everything in between your way by giving us tools and practices that will help us move the needle to being more purposeful in our lives. Okay. Today, I want to talk about how to be congruent with our word. Why is it so important to be congruent with our word? Now, this, ladies, is a big one. It's a big one. Congruency means that you are aligned and in perfect harmony with X, Y, Z. And today I want to talk about how we can be more aligned and in perfect harmony with our word. How can we be more congruent with our word? And why is this so important? It's because, ladies, first of all, talk is cheap. We know. Action speaks louder than words. We know. But really and truly, sometimes the thing that is stopping us from getting to our goals, sometimes the thing that is stopping us from moving ahead, sometimes the thing that is stopping us from believing in ourselves is being congruent with our word, is being in perfect alignment and in harmony with our word. Because there's gonna be so many times out there. There's gonna be so many times in our lives that we're gonna speak and we're gonna talk the talk and we're gonna spit out things and we're gonna talk about our dreams and we're gonna talk about our vision and we're gonna talk about things that we want to do. We're gonna talk about things, and we don't always follow up with those things. We don't always follow up with that talk. And ladies, I'm just definitely putting myself in that bucket as well. You know, I'm not pointing fingers. We never point fingers on the Joy Talk. But really and truly, the fact is that, first of all, there are times where we're going to speak the words, we're going to speak things in existence, and we're not going to follow up with actions. And that's a big problem. That's something that doesn't allow us to bring forward our vision, doesn't allow us to bring forward the dream. And that is really impactful. The fact that you speak things into existence, the fact that you speak out your dreams, the fact that you speak out your goals, the fact that you speak out on things that you desire, but don't follow up in getting to that objective is something that really impacts you in a negative way and in an unconscious way as well. Because the fact that you're saying, listen, I'm going to get my health together. I'm going to take everything in my hands. I'm going to really make sure that I'm going to focus on my health. And I really, really want to make this a priority. First of all, you put that in existence. You spoken those words out. You testified and you confirmed those affirmations for yourself. Even if you just say it to yourself, right? You just confirm that outside. And then if you go on and move through life without taking a conscious step towards making your health a better practice, making a better practice of your health, you're going to be really disappointed in yourself. And that's going to be unconscious and consciously, because you're going to ask yourself like, I'm feeling bad about myself. I'm not feeling good about myself right now. I don't know why. Like, I feel like I'm not motivated. You're not motivated because you're not following up actions when you said the things that you said. And this, like, I could testify to this. Like, we really, really, really hold so much power, and we really say a lot of things, ladies. There's a lot of things that come out of our mouths, but in a good way. But there's a lot of things that we speak out. We speak out a lot of things. We speak out a lot of words. We speak out a lot of dreams. We speak out a lot of objectives. We speak out a lot of goals. We speak out a lot of visions. We speak out a lot of stuff that are really important to us. But how do we make sure that we follow up on that talk? How do we make sure that the talk is not just talk and the talk is becoming something real by following up with actions? And that's what being congruent with our word means. It means that you're in alignment with your word. You're in harmony with your word. When you are aligned with your word, that means that you're aligned with what comes with the words that you're speaking out. When you're aligned with what you speak as your truth, that means that you're aligned with what you speak as your truth. And that means that you're supposed to be in alignment with what comes with it. You're in alignment with the whole thing, my ladies, not just the word. It's being aligned with the power of your words, because words are just words, right? Like, I want to build my dream house. I want to build a family. I want to do this. These are just words. I can speak out a lot of words. Like I said, we speak out a lot of words in a day. We really do. And we can just be speaking those things out, but unless we're doing something about it, they're just words. And the fact is, we don't always realize, and I mentioned this before, we don't always realize how impactful not following up on our words can be on our self-esteem, how impactful that can be on our self-confidence. Because if you're speaking out things that you truly desire, if you're putting that outside in the existence and you're not following up with actions, it is going to impact your self-confidence. It is going to impact your self-esteem. It is going to impact your validation of yourself. Because the thing is, you're speaking out the things that you want, you're not following up with actions, and that's just showing you in a way that you're not doing the things. And when you're not doing the things, it's showing you that you can't. But it's not that you can't, it's that you didn't do it, so you didn't try. And because you didn't try, well, you can't know if you're successful. And if you can't know you're successful, we're automatically gonna put in our brain that we are not successful at the things that we spoke out about. But we could be very much if we followed it up with actions. So this is why it's so important that we are congruent with our word. That when we speak out something, when we say something, when we voice out something, that we make sure we follow up, that we make sure that it's in alignment with what we want, that we make sure that it's in harmony with what we want as well. Like, if you don't want to build a family, if you don't want to build a business, if you don't want to level up in your job, if you don't want a promotion, if you don't want to go to the gym, do not say you don't want to go. You want those things. Don't say them. Don't voice them out. But you can, like, I'm not saying like don't voice out don't want to go to the gym on a Monday because you're like, I don't want to go to the gym, but you know you're going to go and you're going to go. But I mean, like, don't speak out things in existence that you're not aligned with. Like, if this is not a priority for you, if you much rather work on yourself before building a family, well, say those things. Don't just be like, I want to build a family and I want to do whatever, and then you're not following up with the actions that lead up to building a family. You know what I'm saying? If you want to build a business, okay, this is one of the parts that I think a lot of congruency can come with our word, is building a business. Like, if you truly want to build a business and you've been talking about it for years and years and days and moments and lives and all the things, you got to make sure you're congruent with the words that you're putting out, with the actions that you're doing. You got to make sure you're in alignment and in harmony with the fact that if you want to build a business, you got to be in harmony with the fact that there's work that needs to be done on your side. And that's really important, because once again, if you don't do the work on the things that you truly want, that you voiced out about, you're going to be finding yourself in a position where you don't build that self-validation and that self-confidence within yourself. You're going to tell yourself, I can't build a business. I can't build a business. Well, no wonder you think those things, because you've been saying that you want to build a business for so long, but you haven't been following up with actions. So, of course, your subconscious and conscious mind is going to tell you, well, you can't build a business, Vanessa. You've been telling me this for 10 years and you haven't done nothing to show to me or prove to myself that you want to build a business. So you're just talking, and your words are not followed by actions, and the actions are not creating outcomes, and the outcomes are not building the dream. So you can't be here confident about building a business if you're not doing the things that need to be done to build a business. It's like quick math. It's really quick math. 2 + 2 is 4. You know what I mean? Like, it really is quick math. Like, it's so important that we recognize the power of our words. And sometimes, ladies, we just got to say less words. Honestly, I know this for myself. I have voiced out a lot of things. And sometimes we voice out things that we're just like, word vomiting out of emotions, out of a moment, out of an experience. And we're just like, yeah, we should totally do this. Da, 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 da. And then you go back and you're like, I actually don't want to do that. I actually have no intention or no interest in doing that. And that's like something that's really important too, is like, if you're not aligned with what the words you're going to be saying, if you're not aligned with the things that you're going to be voicing out and you're speaking of, don't say them. Think about them, keep them in your head, and like ask yourself, do I really want to do this? Am I in harmony with this idea? No. The best example I can give you is this. You know, when someone you meet someone, like a friend, like a potential friend, whatever, at a networking event or something, whatever, or at work, and they invite you to go to dinner with them and you don't truly want to go to dinner with them because you don't really vibe with them that way, and that's okay. And you don't, first of all, have the energy, you don't have the time, you don't have the interest, and you just say, yeah, we should absolutely go to dinner. I would love that. How many times have I done that? And I know you've done that, ladies, too. I know I'm not the only one. Well, I hope not. But you say that, and then you're like, oh, I said it. And like the other person on the other side is super happy. You said it. They trust your word. You're like, okay, super. We're going to plan dinner. Na, 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 na. And next week you have to go to dinner. And you're just like, oh, I have to go to dinner because I said I would go to dinner. And then sometimes you try to get out of it, but you already said you're going to go. Like, you can't like just... You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean. It's like you're in disalignment. Like, you already knew that you did not want to do that, but you voiced out that you did. And now you got to do the things that you didn't want to do. And that's like what being congruent and in alignment with. It's like, if you don't want to do the things, don't speak out and don't say the thing. Don't speak out. Sorry, let me rewind it back. I would say, don't say that you want to do the things if you don't want to do the things. And if you say you want to do the things, and if you say you're gonna do the things, make sure you actually want to do the things and you can back that up. Like, if someone invites me to dinner and I actually want to go to dinner and I'm like, yes, absolutely, let's book dinner, I'm super down, I'm gonna make sure, like, maybe a week from now, I'll be like, hey, did you still want to go to dinner? The person's gonna be like, yeah, absolutely. I'll be like, okay, this is the restaurant I'm proposing, let's go. Amazing, let's go, because I'm in alignment with my word. I'm in alignment with the fact that I actually want to do the thing. And that is a simple little tiny example of like things that happen in our lives that we're just speaking out and we're not necessarily in alignment with. But we got to make sure for the big things in our lives, the big things that really truly matter to us, that we're really in alignment with our word, that we are congruent with our word. If I say I want to be better in my relationship, if I say I want to be a better wife, I want to be a better business partner, I want to build like more of a strategic vision for my business, like something that I voiced out this morning to myself, well, I have to do it. I really, really have to do it, because unless I do it, I'm going to still ponder upon like, oh, blah, 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 blah. It's not like happening. I feel like I'm failing. Well, of course I'm going to feel like I'm failing because I'm saying things that I need to be doing and I'm not doing. I'm not in alignment with the word that I spoke out to myself about. So it's really important to be in congruency with our word. It's really important that we recognize the power of our words, recognize the power of our speech, recognize the power of what we are voicing out, making sure that when we voice out something, we're in alignment with that thing, making sure that when we say something, we are truly saying that thing from a place of truth, from a place of real honesty. Like, if I say I'm gonna build my business because in 5 years I want to make sure that my business is thriving and hitting X amount of figures, I have to follow up with the actions to make sure that I can build that self-confidence and make sure that I am aligned with the vision that I want to build for myself. Like, it's so important. If we want to become healthier, if we want to become better mothers, if we want to become better wives, if we want to become better friends, better daughters, if we want to build a better career for ourselves, if we want to build a better life for ourselves, if we want to love a life, whatever the term is, we got to make sure that we follow up with actions. We got to make sure that first, the words that we are saying, the speech that we are saying, what we are voicing out is in true alignment with what we truly want, that there's no disalignment, there's no faking it, there's no dishonesty, there's no lies. When we're saying something, it's truly something that we really want, and that we follow up with actions to make sure that we're able to get to that we make sure that we show ourselves that we can trust our own words. Really important. And we make sure as well that we are building our confidence within ourselves. Like, okay, Vanessa said this to herself. She followed up with those actions. Now I can see some results, and now I'm building confidence because now I can be confident that when she says something to herself, she's doing a thing. This is all internal talk. This is all internal talk. Ladies, internal dialogue is really strong. Like, the dialogue you have with yourself is so strong. And I want to say, like, it also is, it's so strong that it is very much so much more important that you are congruent with your word, because our entire girls, what am I trying to say? because the internal dialogue is so strong, because we talk to ourselves and we say so many things to ourselves, we have so many thoughts going on in our head, because it is so strong, it is even more important to make sure that what we say is in alignment with ourselves, that what we say is in true harmony with what we want. Because ladies, I'm gonna tell you, I can't even imagine the number of times I've said things, once because I was hungry, once because I was hangry, once because I was PMSing, once because I was just angry. I was just voicing out things, like putting doubt in the world, like just being like, I'm not sure this is gonna work out. Like, I don't think this is gonna work out. Like talking about whatever project, whatever thing. And I'm just totally saying that because first of all, I'm in disalignment with myself. I'm hungry, I'm hangry, I'm all the things. I'm tired, I'm whatever. We all know how that feels, right? When the negative emotions come up and you're just like speaking out things that have no sense at all, make no sense at all. And you're speaking out the things to someone else and the person is like, what's going on with you? And you're speaking out the things. But those things that you're speaking out are in disalignment with you and they're not true. Because when you're back to being normal, you're like, ooh, I didn't really want to say that. I didn't really want to say that. I don't believe in that project, actually. Can I take that back? But you can't because you said it. You really did say it. So this is another lesson. When you feel like you're not in a good space, when you feel like you're tired, hangry, PMSing, just stress, all the things that just don't make you you, all the things that just kind of make you like kind of off, when you're feeling off, make sure that you're also very aware of what the words you're saying. Make sure that you're aware of what you are saying and voicing out, because when you are feeling off and you are saying things, when you are feeling off and you're voicing out things, you are in complete disalignment. And that means that you're not congruent with your word. And when you're not congruent with your words, we're just speaking out a lot of things that could have a negative impact on the outcome. So when you are not feeling good, when you're feeling off in any type of way, just come back to yourself and try to limit the things that you want to say in a way that have a negative outcome on the outcome that you are talking about. That's my little disclaimer. But on a positive note, please make sure, my ladies, that you are congruent with your word, that when you speak things, especially when it comes to your goals and your objectives and yourself, when you really want to make a change, when you want to create something, when you want to move forward in your life and you're saying things and you're speaking things to existence, make sure that you follow up with the actions. Make sure that they are in a total alignment. Those words are in total alignment with yourself and they're in harmony with what you truly want. Like they're in harmony with what you really, really want to accomplish for yourself. And that, my ladies, is what me being congruent with your words mean. Whew. You know, I'm going to give you an anecdote. For the longest time, I wanted to start this podcast, right? I wanted to start this podcast and I wanted to do things and I really wanted to make sure that I was going to build a podcast. And for the longest time, I was talking about it, but in my head, right? I wasn't necessarily voicing it out to people, but I was talking about it and I was speaking out loud. I'm going to build this podcast. I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to build a channel. I'm going to do the thing. And then I started talking about the idea to other people. Like, I feel like this is the vision I have for the Joy Talk, blah, 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 blah. And it took time for it to build because I was doing a lot of work behind the scenes. But let me tell you, when I spoke that thing into existence, I was so in alignment with the Joy Talk. I was so in alignment with what I wanted to accomplish for this podcast. I was so in alignment with what I wanted to build for my ladies out here around the world that I was doing the work like none other. I was doing the work behind the scene. I was building, I was getting the resources. I was watching all the tutorials. I was making sure that I had all the tools to build a beautiful podcast, to build a channel. And yes, maybe today it's not what it's going to be in 10 years in the terms of like the quality, the whole thing. But let me tell you, I popped in my things. I plugged everything in. I did my thing. I did my setup and then boom, press play and let's go. And that's just how it happened. And just because I did that, I built so much like confidence within myself. And I'm actually telling you this, ladies, right now, and I'm kind of realizing it with you right now while I'm saying it. It's like I built a lot of confidence around that within myself, showing myself I could do something that I really truly want and believe in. And and I can make it happen because I'm so in alignment with it. I spoke about it and I made sure it happened. And that built confidence within me. Like, not the confidence where I'm like, oh, my podcast is the best. Not like that. Confidence in like, yeah, I'm bringing value and I'm doing the thing and I'm confident that I can bring to life something I truly care about. I can bring to life something really dope if I put my mind to it. You know what I mean? And that is like just such a powerful thing. Like, if you speak something out, if you voice out, if you share that into the world, into the existence, if you actually follow up with the actions, if you make sure that you're in alignment with those words, if you're in harmony with those words, girls, ladies, you are going to feel something extraordinary after that. You're going to feel something extraordinary. I'm telling you right now. So that's that, my ladies. That's that for episode 8. Ladies, I'm so glad to be sharing these moments with you and these gems. I cannot wait to be back for next week. But please let me know in the comments what resonates with you. Where is an area of your life that you feel like you need to be more congruent with? How can I help you? How can I help you in any way, shape, or form? Ask me a question, ask me a DM. And if you have anything that is sticky, anything that is a topic that you want us to uncover as women, as womanhood, please let me know as well in the comments. And I will be so glad to pop in here, do my research, and like, let's go. Like, just bring the content here so we can share all the gems together. That is that. That is a lot of rumble, a lot of talking, a lot of excitement. I know you can feel it, but I want to say thank you so much for being here. If you feel like this episode could help any women in your life out there, please share. If you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe, like, do all the things that do all the things. That didn't mean anything, I know. But just please know that with each and every one of you who are here tuning in, watching, listening, liking, commenting, it means the world to me. And it just means the world to me. It really does. Let me tell you, I'm in my zone of genius, and I hope that each and every one of you can feel that zone of genius once in your life, once in a year, once in a month, once any single moment of your life, because the zone of genius is amazing. And I know that each and every one have one. Each and every one of us has a zone of genius. And like, let's uncover that. Maybe we're going to talk about that next week. I don't know. Okay, that was my rubbish. That was my conclusion. Thank you so much for being here, ladies. And I will see you next week on the Joy Talk.